Live from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles. This is EverTalk Live.
Happy Friday. I am Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for your daily dose of happiness in Hollywood, a little pop culture and positivity, and it is Friday.
Yeah, it feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
It does.
I feel a little turned up today.
My new favorite thing
What's that?
is sending the little fry emoji.
Yeah. Oh
with
my
a yay.
gosh.
So
It's very Jessalyn of you. That's very Jessalyn. I can't get away with that the way you can. Yeah.
So it's Friday.
It is Friday,
today,
indeed.
making all the exceptions. We're really excited to welcome our very special guest today. Hello, everyone, back in the studio, and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Ms. Abby Cain is in the house. She is helping everyone boss up at only 16. She is a founder and a CEO.
What?
Right? Talk about status.
Taking
Good morning,
notes.
Abby.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. So we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your morning routine like?
I usually check my phone first thing, I'll be honest, and then I'll take a shower and I drink a smoothie.
There you go. With that accent, I would expect nothing less than honesty.
Yes.
Alabama, baby.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Goya's in the house, hot off of Get Shorty. You might have seen it on Epix or Netflix. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your routine like?
Man, I hit the snooze button a lot,
A lot.
for sure. So that's probably like 3-4 times and get out the grips of my lady's grasp, and then I get the day started, so.
All right. You look comfortable back there.
Yeah, man.
We like that.
He's hitting the snooze button.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, leave
I love
that.
it. That's awesome.
Zach Burnett is with us today. He is helping empower artists, not only with the acting tools they need, but the life skills. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. So we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke?
Geez, it takes me a few things, I have to say. I do those morning pages in the morning. I don't know if you know about those, but
The
20 minutes of
artist way.
stream of consciousness writing. I do a fear inventory. I do a gratitude list. I mean, it takes a lot of work to stay well. So I meditate, and then I have a lot of coffee, sort of intermixed.
Naturally. Love the morning pages. That's an artist way thing you
That's
said,
right.
Just,
Fear inventory.
yeah, fear inventory. Wow.
I'd rather not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. There was a time in my life when if I would have started that, I would have never stopped.
Yeah, shoe inventory.
It gets them all
That's
out.
more your speed.
You definitely will,
Yeah.
at least more my style. I don't know about speed. Aria Brooks is in the house. She is starring in Nickelodeon's reprise of All of That. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us today. So how do you wake up and stay woke?
Well, normally I try to wake myself up like 10 to 20 minutes early so that I don't like sleep, like press the snooze button, because I know I would do it. I know I'm tempted. And then normally I get up and I stay in the bathroom for like 20 minutes and I kind of like text people and just try and wake up, because like the light normally wakes me up and I can't go back to sleep. I don't get tired again. So normally I just things to like make me not tired and not get tired again. That normally helps me stay awake.
Oh, fantastic. So just stay away from the news and most people. They won't wear you out. You'll be just fine.
Avoid adulting.
Exactly.
It's not all that.
Avoid adulting.
Okay?
That's great.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
Love that. I remember discovering the artist's way, like, so many years ago and thinking, this is fantastic. And I never realized, though, it would become such a big sort of trend and theme.
Oh, absolutely.
So cool.
I swear at least 75% of Los Angeles has completed their morning pages and lived the artist's way.
Yes.
I have not. I've contemplated doing it, and I think at some point in my life I will, but I'm so busy getting here and getting ready, I don't have time to scribe my pages.
I know. It feels.
What about you?
I'm the same way, and quite frankly, I think most of my life, I didn't want to hear my thoughts any more than I was already hearing them. Like I didn't want to track them. They were negative, they were redundant, they were miserable. So the stream of consciousness thing never would have really worked well for me because putting them on paper only just fed them.
For
right?
me, it always just made them more real. And there's
Yeah.
been a couple times in my life when I was really going through something, right? Like a bad breakup, and I was heartbroken, and I wrote him a letter, put down my feelings, but it seemed like it made them all too real, so I burned them.
Did you?
Just
That's
like
awesome.
I burned my vision board. I have a thing with that. I put it on paper and I light it on fire.
Yeah. That's freaking fantastic. That's great. You burn things, I break things. I used to always break things. Yeah, I would
What does
break
that
my vision
say
board with
about
my
us?
knee. I remember like creating all these images and all those pictures and just being like, I can't take this anymore. Obviously, it's not working.
No, I don't
But
know
I
if this
didn't-
is on brand.
Yeah.
I'm burning, you're
Yeah.
breaking things.
Yeah, it was like 20 years ago.
But now we're all happiness in Hollywood,
We
aren't
are. We are. Well, I discovered some things, along the way. You break things, and sometimes things come together in different ways, better ways.
But never break your relationships,
No.
especially in this town. Don't
Isn't
burn
true.
those bridges. Last night we were out celebrating Amari magazine, their
Yes.
transformation issue. Gracing the cover, Ms. Courtney Lopez, the gorgeous wife of Mr. Mario Lopez, who I know you work with quite often on Access.
Yeah, I know. We got to see Mario there. Do Access a couple times, usually a month. Love that team there at Access. Love Mario. I mean, they're the sort of sweetest, kindest people,
Oh,
right?
yeah. George, founder of Amari Magazine, has just really curated an incredible community of very inspiring, very talented people.
And apparently we share communities because there are so many people there,
Left and right.
associated with the EverTalk family. So it was amazing.
Oh, and
yeah.
Zulaiha was there, and she looked so beautiful.
Yeah, she always looks beautiful. She's always a ton of fun too. She's always dancing. I love
Absolutely.
that.
We're going to have to stalk the internet pages today, see if I can find that picture of you and Mario from
Oh
last
yeah, we do have
night.
to find that picture. That's right, Jess.
If you find it before we do, post it on Instagram and tag us, okay?
Yeah.
It's like
Feel free to use the filter. I'm all about, if you go to Photoshop and go in.
Facetune.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my best
And
friend.
Facetune too. Yeah, all the things for sure.
All right, so what's our daily happiness?
Oh yeah, so I found this interesting article. I'm not like the biggest avid reader of Brides magazine, but in brides.com,
Wait,
it's
did
an
you
interesting
say
article.
bride with a B?
I did say this. There's an interesting article. My college professor at Penn, James Pawelski, wrote a book called Happy Together, and it's all about applying the science of positive psychology to love and relationships. And they share a couple of tips and tricks I think that are fantastic. One is just to take a very strengths-based approach to your relationship building. So it's part of that is identifying your own signature strengths and helping your partner identify theirs, and then doing what you can to consistently highlight and reflect back to them the things that they're really extraordinary about and with, right? And I think that's often overlooked, and we say, oh yeah, look for the best in each other. But they provide a scientific way to do that. It's empirically driven, and it works.
Well, that's why on The Bachelor they go on these extreme
Yes.
adventure dates. Have you ever gone on these extreme adventure dates?
No, I don't think so. Well, some of them ended up being adventure dates, but I don't think that was the intention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right?
That sounds like a
not that
story
fun.
we want to
Yeah,
hear.
not that fun. No, but I haven't, not like The Bachelor. That's
Well,
cool.
okay, so one of the quintessential LA dates is to go on a hike, right? Who hasn't
Oh,
gone
sure.
on the Sunset Hike at
Yeah.
Runyon? And then it's like you're going on audition. What are you going to wear? It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole thing. And then the waterfall hike in Malibu, right? Now that's the one, except you actually have to scale a mountain. I'll never
Wow.
forget it 10 years ago. I went on a first date there and I was just glued to the
Yeah.
side of this mountain. Granted, I mean, it's not like I could really fall more than 10 feet, but I was terrified,
Yeah.
paralyzed on the side. An hour and a half later, he's still trying to coax me off
Oh my
the side of this
gosh.
rock. I was like, listen, if you get me off this thing,
Yeah.
I will buy the dinner. I don't care about the rules of the first date. Just get me off this mountain.
Well, it's true. I mean, look, that's part of the reason I don't date, really, is because I feel like I'm going to have to always outperform all these other guys that are going all out. But the other thing is, you hear all these terrible stories about people doing selfies in Grand Canyon and they fall in.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So the
Straight
adventure
thing.
thing, I don't know. I want to save the adventure dates for when I'm feling really safe.
Okay, so what are some other recommendations
So that's the
from
first one.
Brides magazine?
You're right. So no, I know it's ridiculous. The second tip, which is sort of a play off the first, is basically to go on strength dates where you actively apply that. But not just that. When you're having challenges and difficulties, try to basically step in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective and see it in terms of like stress again. So for instance, I have a real love of learning. You seem to be very zestful about life and you're like adventurous clearly. And so sometimes we might be going through something difficult or challenging. And if I can step in your shoes and say, wait, this isn't Jeslyn expressing or embodying a weakness. It's actually a strength of zest playing itself out in a way that maybe doesn't make me feel particularly comfortable. But it helps us like reframe the conversation in a way that's just much more, I guess, happy and healthy. So yeah, that's the second one. It's all empirically valid. The third thing they mentioned, which is really, again, just a kind of way of saying the first two things again, but it's gratitude. And it's about expressing gratitude. And I think sometimes we overlook that, right? Like we just think, oh, of course you know I love you. Of course you know you're beautiful, but people like to hear it.
Well, there's this whole thing
Right.
with words of affirmation, right? We all know it's a love language, but people are trying to be like low key, right?
I know,
You don't
it's
want to
true.
like love bomb on the first, second,
Yeah.
or third date. Like, I feel like if I tell a guy I appreciate him so much, he is going to run
Yeah.
the other way. Like, oh, thank you so much, I appreciate you, and he's going to be out.
Yeah, isn't that sad? I love that, and I
it's
reflected back.
real.
You're right, and it actually brings up, so one of my sort of new favorite like scientist, I'm just fanboying over, is like Esther Perel. Like, she writes a lot about like the difference between love and desire, and they actually operate according to different mechanisms. So the things that actually feed love actually starve desire, and the things that feed desire actually starve love in some ways. And there's this trade-off. And so the challenge and the opportunity with relationships is to find that sweet spot where you're full of love, but you're also full of desire and passion and all that good stuff. But part of that means you getting comfortable with like, a lack of familiarity and letting there be some mystery in your relationship. But you bring up a good point, Jez, because I do think there's a sweet spot there, and it's kind of hard to find sometimes, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
completely.
Because you don't want to be emotionally, vomiting on the other person all the time either, right? Like,
No, I do
Yeah.
not want to wear
Yeah,
my heart
okay.
on my sleeve. Thank you very much.
You got dates this weekend? Got dates?
I'll tell mine if you tell yours.
I will.
though.
I have
Jeez,
none.
Way to put me on the spot.
I got a hot date with the mastermind group. That's it. It's usually my hot dates.
Happiness mastermind.
It's always work. Yeah.
I have a hot date with my Pilates teacher. Well, not really. I'm
See?
going
See
to
what happens?
Pilates. I'm not going on
Can't
a
get out
date
of
with
the
my
question.
Pilates teacher.
Can't get out of the
Moving on. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessamine Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. in the Ever Media Studios for a little Hollywood and happiness, positivity, and pop culture. On Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app, and of course, streaming live on all socials.
I've got so much love in my life, and then I get to do this with you every single day. I mean, it's incredible.
If you have a dream, do not let anything stop you.
You can have all the money or all the success in the world, but if you don't have peace, it's all worthless, really, right?
Happiness from the inside out. Please be sure if you haven't read this book,
Sweet.
you've got to. I
important to
love
remember.
what we do.
I do too, Jess.
Miracles. I'd like just my life to be an example that miracles exist. I am just so grateful that we get to be a part of this journey together, Rob. Whether it's 4 a.m. texting up peanut butter and jellies, or coming to you live Monday through Friday every 9 a.m. You know when you're going to see that, Eddie?
Yes.
When we're holding it in our
That's
own
right,
hands,
that's
Rob,
right.
for Best Digital Daytime Talk Show.
What makes people lucky, like actually lucky, is that they believe they're lucky.
But thank you for being my mentor, Rob.
Likewise.
He didn't even know it.
True.
I'm out all the time. I'm everywhere. I'm drinking my wine. I'm doing the show. I'm stepping and repeating on some kind of red carpet. I had a little too much. I said, one drink Jeslyn. One drink Jeslyn. 2 tequila Jeslyn. 2 tequila Jeslyn.
One drink Jez.
Is this one drink Jeslyn? I hope you're proud, Rob.
I'm very
reading
proud
a
of you,
book.
actually. I don't know how you have The hair is killing it today.
Oh, thank
Are
you.
you feeling-
Clearly, we have no fun around here. It's a thing.
Yeah.
The thought of the day: light, love, and magic. Oh, I do it fun. It was wild. Absolutely. Oh my God! Do you know we're still on live, Rob? Right now,
You gotta be kidding.
talking to my angels.
That's hilarious. That's-
They always say if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, right? I absolutely love what I do.
Yeah,
We
it's
couldn't do what we do without the support of you watching. Thank you for sharing, for DMing, for commenting, for continuing to support us as we grow and scale our vision. For the people in the studio and their friends and families for having our backs. We're so grateful.
Right. And I'm most deeply and genuinely grateful for you. Truly I am, Jazz. It's just a pleasure every day to get to connect with you and work with you. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful for you. We love you, Rob. There isn't a man or woman who hasn't met you and said you're the best dressed person in Los Angeles and the happiest guy we know. It's an honor to be able to do this show with you.
That.
Story. Is it a tragedy or an unlikely success story?
Okay, what are you really up to?
Miles is out of prison. What?
Morning.
You want me to stay?
No, please leave me alone with the man who put a severed penis in my bathroom. I want to create stuff, make movies that mean something.
Oh my God, again?
You okay with me pitching you a few ideas and you can tell me what you think?
I can't imagine what you've been through.
Convicted felon turns life around. Hollywood loves that stuff. In prison, I was dreaming of all sorts of ways to get even. There were real beauties in there.
I gotta warn you, it takes a dark turn.
Ricky.
Look at this, huh? The gang's back together. I don't mean gang like gang. Did I tell you that I've been practicing meditation? Less reactive turnaround or I'll rip your eyes out of your fucking head.
Dad.
Need more practice.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with Goya Robles. He is starring in Get Shorty as seen on Epix and Netflix. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
That show looks like
Hilarious.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Hilarious. What's your journey been like with the show?
It's been interesting. I actually wasn't supposed to make it as far as I did. They wrote my character to die off at the in the first season, and yeah, after we filmed the first episode of the pilot episode, they decided to rewrite it so that I could stay. So
That's a
seasons
huge
later,
compliment, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's been cool, you know. It's like it was. You know, at first it can be a little daunting working with people like, you know, Chris and Ray, but, you know, I was like, at a certain point, I'm like, oh, I deserve to be here, you know, and then I got to play on their level, and it's been really fun.
I think that's such an important lesson because so many of us have had that experience, right, where you think, whether you're in Hollywood or not, I don't deserve to be here. Oh, man. What was that turning point for you where you looked around and you thought, yes, I do deserve this success?
Well, it was really after my audition. When I got the audition, I was working at Cheesecake Factory, and I was working part-time as a teacher at the Lee Strasberg Institute, but I still wasn't making enough money to make ends meet. And it was to the point where I was like, I was considering not even being part of the industry anymore. And that's when I got the audition. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna audition in a way I've never done before. And I went in there and I did my work in a way that I had never done before. And I think that was the beginning. It was like, they call it the effort period, right?
Yeah,
It's
no
like
doubt.
you get to that point where you're like, I don't care what you think of me, or I'm not gonna try to convince you that I deserve this. Like, I'm going to go in and do my work. I don't have any control whether you're gonna give me the job or not. What I do have control over is that I'm gonna give you an experience in the room. And from then on, it's kind of changed my attitude about how I work.
Wow.
For sure.
That's so fascinating to me. You know, Jason and I talked a little bit about, you know, our experience, like being, you know, in modeling and acting. And, you know, that's one thing I discovered even with models, is like the ones that would book most consistently seem like the ones that cared the least. They'd be all in the audition or the casting, but, you know, some of them had trust funds, so it was easy. But that was just the thing. So when you discovered this sort of, I guess, almost principle, Yeah, that audition. Did you do that intentionally, or that just was the mood you had when you went in there? Like, were you?
Well, I think it was a combination. I was just like, if I'm gonna do this, I was so unhappy with going into the room and trying to figure out what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the part that's what made me unhappy.
Isn't that interesting though, how that translates in life in general, like how you show up in your relationships or in your work, like trying to figure out what the other person wants from you, that casting director or the director.
Well, desperation's not sexy at all.
Yeah,
No one likes desperate people. You know, it's like you can tell when someone needs the job, or even in a relationship, if you're desperate, who wants to be with someone who's desperate? You know, like there's inner work that you have to do so to know your worth, and it's an ongoing journey. So
love that. So after you crushed this audition, how long did it take before they got back to you and they were like, "Yo, you booked"?
Oh man, I knew
right away.
I knew, yeah, I knew within a week. They told they were like, "We want you, but you might have to do a screen test." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, cool." And then I got a call like, "We're gonna skip the screen test." And that's how I got it.
Wow.
You were super excited, obviously.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It changed my life, man. I didn't have to,
You quit cheesecake?
Oh my God! I quit. Well, funny enough, when I went, I did it the right way. I gave my 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Responsible,
Yeah. I tried to do it just in case. You never know.
Give them 2 weeks and take vacation that day.
Yeah. and funny enough, I was there, and there were people who had never said hi to me, who would never look me in my eye. And then word got out that I booked this job, and all of a sudden, oh my God, we should get lunch, we should talk. And I'm like, wow, this is the quintessential Los Angeles experience right now.
Social climate.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's in a nutshell how things worked out, and it changed my life for sure.
In what ways has it changed your life, really, truly for the better? What surprised you about reaching this level of success?
Well, I was able to pay off chunks of my student loans.
That's huge. Congratulations.
Thank you. I still got a lot more to go, but it was that gave me a little swag, and I think it was nice to know that I've heard kind of horror stories about what it's like to be in like television, and I've been blessed to know that we can have a creative experience. It was like we had rehearsals, we had like the writers worked directly with the actors. I mean, if you ever get a chance to watch the show, the language and the dialogue comes out so effortlessly because the writers just got in our heads, and it was really nice to have that. And it just gave me a confidence. It gave me a confidence that I think I was looking for. Like I've always been creative, but it was like, now other people, I know what I'm worth, and now other people are matching that. I think that's been one of the biggest things, the biggest shifts for me, for sure.
Well, congratulations, Goya.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for you, and thank you for being so 100% authentic with your story and with your journey. We will be rooting on. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Oh, I'm on Instagram, Goya Robles. I don't do Facebook.
But you do lunch.
I do lunch. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram for sure. And the show is on Epix, but you can catch the first season on Netflix.
That's what's up.
Cool.
Congrats, man.
Cool, thanks.
Be sure to check out Goya and Get Shorty, and stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
Thanks.
5, 4, 3, 2. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm your host, Jez Mouillet, aka The Trading Bell. What a morning it will be. Due to recent news, we're expecting that the market will be down today, but that could potentially present some opportunity for us. Let's take a look at our watch list. One of the things that differentiates the Trading Bell from any of the other stock shows, other than we do live trading, is everything that we do is on camera, so you can see it as it happens. You are seeing what's happening right now in this moment. 2020, it's all about money, money, money. That is my motto. Remember, money never sleeps, pal. That's right. That's why I'm here trading in Los Angeles live with you. at the opening bell. Whew, sun is not even up yet, but the stocks are on the move. Numbers are moving faster than I can even speak. Well, let's face it, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I've got goosebumps. This is a history in the making. Top of the list, SVRA up 154% this morning. Build BBI at 162. Oh, that feels good. BPH, Spring Bake Pharmaceuticals up 22%. That is going to make for a very sweet start to 2020. Filled. Woo! That feels good. Just a disclaimer, this is an entertainment show, so please don't treat any of the information you hear on the show as an investment advice, because trading is risky. What's on the year strong? Visit EverTalk TV, Facebook, or Instagram at The Trading Bell. Remember, every dream has its price. What's yours?
It's time to play America's 7th favorite game show.
Stay on your phone! Welcome to Stay Off Your Phone. The game show where the only thing that our contestants have to do is stay off their phone. I'm Betty McGee. Let's meet our contestants. From Ohio, Florida, we have Amber. Amber, are you seriously on your phone? That's literally the only rule of the game.
No, wait. I can do it. I can stay off my phone. I can't do it. Thanks for having me.
Oh, hilarious.
Really funny.
Hot off of Nickelodeon's All That. We've got Aria Brooks in the house. Thanks for being with us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So what's it like to make a living telling jokes?
It's pretty crazy. It's like, because I imagine that one day someone's going to be like, what do you do for your job? Well, I make fart jokes. I fall through ceilings. Yeah, that's my job, yeah.
They paid a lot of money for doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
honestly, it's really great. It's a great job.
Now, did you ever watch the original All That? Because I was a big fan.
When it was out, obviously I wasn't born yet, but like I'd heard of it.
Me neither. I wasn't born yet either. It was still.
I'd heard of it like growing up. I knew what it was. I knew that it was a comedy show on Nickelodeon. I never really watched it because I was too young. And then when I found out about that I got the audition, I was like, wait, this is something that my parents watched and my aunts and uncles, like this is something that my family watched, and everyone was freaking out like, you have to get the job. And we were like, yeah, we got this. It was crazy.
What's the craziest scene you've done with the show so far?
Oh, that's difficult. They're all pretty wacky and crazy, but
what's been most fun?
Probably the most fun thing has been, I don't know. Let me think. I got to play an old lady one time, and they had put me in like the makeup, and it took a really long time, but that was cool. And I played a celebrity that I'm not allowed to tell yet, but that was also really fun to play because it was something that I requested. So knowing like, oh, I'm the one who said this, and then it's going to air on TV, that's cool. So
that's really cool.
Oh, totally. Do you remember your first joke, like the time somebody either told you a joke that you loved, or one when you told somebody else a joke that they loved? Remember?
On the show, or just like?
Just in life.
In life.
When you were like falling in love with comedy.
I think I feel like ever since I was like really little, I was always like walking around making jokes and stuff. And then I got older and I did mostly drama stuff, and then I would always be going to like Nickelodeon auditions, and then those lines and those jokes that they told in there, just I feel like they went to my dialogue, because when you learn and commit to a script for a really long time, for a few days, it's kind of like, oh, this is just my natural speech now. So I feel like the jokes definitely came from my auditions, but I can't remember like a specific one that I say, but I do remember a girl on set, she told me this, like, I think it was like a banana joke. She said, why was the banana not feeling, or why did the banana go to the doctor? Because he wasn't peeling well. And I just tell that to everyone. I tell that one to everyone. That's one joke that's very consistent.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Now, you did mention drama just a minute ago. Tell us a little bit about your experience on working on the film Harriet.
Well, Harriet, it was a lot of fun to working like one-on-one with these like great actors and singers was a lot of fun. I got to work with Cynthia, like herself, so that was really cool. And just being there and being able to know, like, oh my gosh, I'm feeding off of their like amazing talents, and just working with them was amazing, and it's surreal to me.
Yeah, fantastic. What women would you say, in addition to those women, would you say inspired you or have inspired you the most?
I think the main one, and I feel like I talk about her a lot, but Zendaya, because she's, ever since like years and years and years ago, I've been watching her stuff like growing up and listening to her music and watching her dance videos, and that's really inspired me to just, I want to have her work ethic, and I want to continue to work and be a working actress and singer and dancer. Just, I look up to her because I aspire to do the things that she's doing.
Love that. Have you met her?
I want to so bad.
I can see you working with her.
I want to so bad. I used to like daydream, like, if I met her, I would say this, and I would do this. I would love to meet her.
I'm sure that's going to happen before you even know it. So when you're not busy working, what do you love to do?
Well, one thing that I spend like all of my time doing, I like make videos on like TikTok and like watch people's videos. That's something I spend a lot of my time doing. I love baking. I'm not like this professional baker, but I really like baking, and because you get to eat at the end.
So, my favorite part too.
Yeah, that's the best part is like the eating. Right. And just trying new things. I like art. Once again, not the best at it, but I really like drawing and painting and arts and crafts in general. So those are some things that I like doing. And
TikTok is huge, huh?
Yes.
What makes for a great TikTok video? Like, I'm so out of, like, I have no idea. I just see so many of these videos, but what's the key?
Well, I think it's definitely like, I watch a lot of the comedy videos. That's one thing that I watch a lot of. So just having like the funny elements and aspects of it is definitely a big thing. A lot of dance videos are big. So just, I would say just technical things, good lighting, I guess, and making sure it's relevant. I don't know. It's something about them that's, you're just watching them and you start one and you just keep scrolling. And then just like, let me just scroll up one more time. Okay, one more time.
3 hours later.
Yeah, just one more, just one more. Yeah, it's crazy how much, like if you look at my screen time, TikTok is like most of it.
Yeah. What are you most excited about right now?
Well, I'm probably just, since with everything that's going on, I think I'm most excited for all that to air, which it took me a second to realize, but that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And I'm like, wait a minute, why are we going so fast? But I'm most excited for it to air and to be able to see like all this hard work that I put in, to see it like what it led to.
Yeah. So now, do you like actually watching yourself, or does it make you feel funny? Some actors love it, some actors don't.
It makes me feel funny.
Does it?
It's like I look at myself and I'm like, oh, why did I do that with my hand? And then everyone else like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, okay. But I just kind of, when it airs, I feel like it'll be a big deal, and to see what I've worked up to this point for. But I still feel like I'm going to be staring at myself like, why would you do that?
It makes you very human, actually. Because as talented and as beautiful as you are, I think sometimes people can think that you feel perfect and feel positive about everything. But
I think I'm my biggest critic. Yet, and like when I'm like, oh no, my edge was still sticking up in that one, I feel like everyone else is like, no, it's fine. What are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take your word for it. I don't know.
So season 3 premieres tomorrow.
Yes.
What are you gonna do to watch? Are you having a watch party?
I don't know, actually. I think in Atlanta, my family, they're like watching it together, and they're gonna like go to my house and just watch it. But I honestly think that I'm gonna pull out my phone and watch it.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know if we're doing anything too big this half of the season, just because it's a continuation of the season as opposed to a new season.
Fair enough.
Cool.
And if you
So
could thank
excited.
one person, this is when you're winning your Emmy, who are you thanking?
Well, probably my mom, because I think she's like sacrificed the most. She's always like, she left her job to come be out here with me. She's always, oh my God, don't cry. She's like always doing stuff for me, and like she sacrifices the most. I feel like if she could be living her dream right now, teaching bands, which is what she did before I started this, she would, but she chose to stop it for me. So I would have to thank her. Love you, Mommy.
Go Mamarazzi, huh?
Oh, that's beautiful. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram, where it's Aria Brooks, or you can follow my TikTok, which is also It's Aria Brooks. So you can find me with that handle like pretty much everywhere.
And tomorrow night on Nickelodeon for all that. Stay tuned. We're back with more on EverTalk Live.
Last night I dreamt and you were there. But when I woke in the morning, it didn't feel real. Putting the pieces back together, finding a strength I never knew. Start again. This time it's gonna be different. I'm learning to breathe again. This time it's gonna feel different. The past is in the past. Some things just never last. Learn to let go. Start again. Start again.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with Zach Burnett, and he is giving artists the tools they need, not only in the industry, but to really succeed in life. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you.
I think that's what makes you and your studio, Zach, so unique, especially in a town like this.
Yeah.
We overrun. So what was your inspiration to really creating this community for yourself?
Sure. It's a long story. I mean, I've been acting, writing, directing since I was a kid. Yeah. And I mean, to be frank, to just kind of cut to it.
Cut to it.
Cut to it. I went to NYU, and I was 17.
Slacker.
Right. And it was like I had kind of this big life ahead of me, and there was a traumatic event that happened, and I actually lost my proprioception, so my mind's ability to know where my body was.
Wow.
And the only tools I had ever had to understand life were acting, writing, and directing. And you know, one of the first things you learn when you're studying acting is you are your own instrument. So it became this thing of like, well, this is the kind of the way I know how to put myself back together. So acting really became a mode of healing for me. And so, I mean, that, you know, over many, many years, it's like the understanding I got of the actor's craft was very much the understanding I had of myself. And so my ability to talk about it really, those things became linked.
Oh my goodness, that's
that
fascinating. Sense? Yeah. So it was sort of cathartic for you.
Yeah.
And then at some point it became your thing, your career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did it become your thing? Career.
Well, you know, I was saying off camera, I made a movie and it brought me to LA, and then I was kind of working back and forth as an actor, and I had an opportunity to teach at another studio in town, and you know, I was doing both all the time, and then it just came to this point. It's like, if I'm being honest with myself, what do I really enjoy more? You know, you have all these ideas about what you're supposed to enjoy more.
Yes.
And for me, it was just like, I love the creative moment with other actors. I don't care if it's like a 9-year-old or someone who's worked in this industry for many years. When I'm working with someone, there is a shared creative experience that is my thing in life. That's what it's about. So I get to do that all the time with people, you know? So it was just like, yeah, this is right. This is the thing.
It's interesting you say that shared creative experience. To me, I would say that's like that je ne sais quoi, right? That magic moment where you really can feel what that person is trying to express. But as an artist, actor, or person, what do you think holds people back? And how do you get them out of their own minds to really tap into that emotion?
You know, one of the principles of our studio, I'd say the main principle is the more connected you are to yourself, the more connected you are to any character. So acting really is a self-study. And I had a teacher once say, if you know 3 things, you will see 3 things on a script. If you know 1,000,000, you'll see 1,000,000, because essentially you're seeing yourself. You're not only seeing what you know about acting, but you're seeing what you know about yourself. So that means in the script, if the character is angry and you are personally blocked from that, or if a character is full of joy and you are blocked from that, you won't even perceive it on the page. So basically, my job as a teacher, and all of the teachers, we actually have 11 teachers at the studio now, which kind of blows my mind, but is to not only teach the craft of acting, but help people unlock the doors that have been locked in a gentle way where they are leading it, so that they see 1,000,000 things, not 3.
I love that. And so, in what ways has that changed your life and the other folks that come and participate in this sort of shared creative experience? What ways has it changed their life outside of entertainment and outside of the acting world? I love it.
I think they have a much more defined sense of purpose, and they have a much greater sense of belonging in the world, which I think is, I was thinking about the mantra thing, and this new mantra that is coming up all the time is "This too belongs." Oh. That like there is in life when I'm coming up against all these experiences that I'm like, I don't like this is stressing me out. I don't want this. Like, what is it to actually include it?
Yeah,
it's the same thing in the acting moment. What is it to include every mistake? It becomes more life. You become bigger.
It's an opportunity to learn and to grow.
Yeah. So and I also just think the community aspect of what we've got going, it provides a lot of stability for people. And, as, is it Kermit the Frog that says life is better shared? I just think that, Hollywood is better shared. Like, it doesn't have to be competitive. And that's not the way that I've seen people actually become successful. It's humility, it's commitment, it's paying attention to other people. That's really where I'm just put a little plug in, but we had 78 series regular bookings last year. It's funny, your student you're my student. Yeah. Your guest that was just on here. I have another client that's on her show that's premiering tomorrow. So
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You start to experience that. So clearly you're a master teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you've learned from master teachers, including life itself.
Yeah.
But who have been some of the folks that have inspired you the most and have taught you the most?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I will say there have been a lot of them, and there's been a lot of teachers. My father passed away a couple of years ago, and it's kind of it's again like a little hard hitting, but I asked him in the day before he passed away, I said, do you believe in God? Because he never told me. And he said, I believe in kindness. But he kind of shrugged it off like, I believe in kindness. And that sort of profound, gentle quality is something I aspire to.
Oh, I just love that. And so well put and so succinct and simple and powerful, because I think most of us believe that if nothing else, God is love.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's just profound. Love that.
This too belongs.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your time and your truth with us.
Yes, of course.
Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, and of course come to the studio.
Sure. Website is zachburnett.com. I think all social is Zach Burnett Studios, and it's ZAK. And
fantastic. Such a pleasure.
Thank
yes,
you.
Thank
we
you so much.
You. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
Los Angeles. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with Abby Cain. She is the 17-year-old boss babe, CEO and founder of the Status Boutique.
CEO. That's what's up right there.
Now this girl is fire. Are you rocking Status right now?
Yes, my shirt is. It has not been released yet, but it's going to come out in the next 2 weeks, I think.
So you started this company at only 16 years old. So in 1 year, you've landed all the way here from Alabama on this couch in Los Angeles to talk about your boutique. That's pretty unreal. How did you do it? What's the secret to your success?
Well, I started everything about 2 years ago. So I kind of started researching when I was 15. So I think just like taking a whole year to just like research and get everything figured out really helped me a lot.
But where did you come up with this idea? I mean, at 15 years old, you're thinking, I want to start a business. I wanted to make the cheerleading team.
Yeah, I was just trying to get through with my homework. Yeah.
Well, I always knew that I wanted to do something in fashion, but I didn't know what. And so about 2 years ago, I went with some of our family friends to market, which is where like all of the vendors show their styles and stuff, and stores come and shop at it. And I just loved it. So like I just talked to my parents about it after I did research, and we just put together the name and everything and got started.
That's
So
awesome.
why the name Status?
Well, it's kind of like all about like defining yourself, and like I wanted something that was really catchy and like to the point and stuff. And so I wanted it to be something that like you can like define yourself and what you're wearing, like you can define your own status. And I put all my clothes at like a good price so that it doesn't really matter.
So what's
how
your
much you spend.
status?
My status, I don't know. It's always kind of changing. Like I just kind of like, sometimes it's just like really dressy and like edgy. Like it just depends.
I was just gonna say boss.
Oh,
Boss?
yeah,
Okay.
What's your status? Boss.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take
I
that.
was just single.
Mine too. Mine too.
So, love this. What was the hardest part about building this business?
Probably my age. I mean, sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes it's a disadvantage, but I guess sometimes advertising is hard with my age because like I don't really, I feel like my age holds me back some, but it also gives me an advantage. So I just kind of have to watch how I advertise and stuff.
I feel you on that.
So who or what inspires you?
I have a friend that's in college and stuff, and she's always kind of been like a huge inspiration to me. Like I've always followed her judgment and stuff, my parents, and then like just like looking up to a few celebrities on social media and stuff has really helped inspire me.
Who do you follow?
I follow Kylie Jenner. I mean, she started a business at 17.
Unbelievable,
I mean,
huh?
Yeah, I do think that's really cool. And then like Jessie James Decker, she has an online clothing store. I look up to her. There's a lot of just like Sophia Richie, Hailey Bieber, a lot of people in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
So what are some of your top sellers?
I have a lot of my star print stuff sells really well. I have this like zebra print sweater. I'm sold out except for
I tried to get the zebra
no,
print sweater.
I brought it. I have one. You got the last one.
Made her weekend.
Thank you,
Yes.
Status.
Yes.
You have the last one. So yeah, that's done really good. A lot of my dresses have done good.
Oh, that's really
Especially,
exciting.
I live in a college town, so a lot of formals. People get a lot of dresses.
Super
for this.
cool. So, how do you come up with like new ideas? You're obviously inspired by sort of other designs and other people's sort of, whether it's their Instagram accounts or things like that. But do you find that there are certain things that inspire you the most, or how do you come up with your ideas?
Well, I do a lot of research. I know a few people that own like boutiques locally, so like we kind of just like work together to collab and stuff. And like I said, I do a lot of research. I look at a lot of articles and stuff about like the trends coming up.
So where do you hope to scale Status? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope I like have either like a storefront or I'm able to like travel and open up pop-up stores. I feel like that's going to be like a huge trend coming up because online shopping is so big, and like I feel like the pop-up store like Glossier does those, and it really kind of like brings in like the urgency to go there. So probably do something like that, like just to continually build and stuff, to build the name and everything.
Yeah.
It's all in the name.
Yes.
Status.
Yes.
Please tell everyone where they can find and follow, and of course, shop.
Yes, so the boutique's account is shopstatus_, and then my personal account is AC_02.
Love that.
Hey,
Yes.
what's your status? Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live. 4, 3, 2. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm your host, Jez Mouillet, aka The Trading Bell. What a morning it will be. Due to recent news, we're expecting that the market will be down today, but that could potentially present some opportunity for us. Let's take a look at our watch list. One of the things that differentiates the Trading Bell from any of the other stock shows other than we do live trading, is everything that we do is on camera so you can see it as it happens. You are seeing what's happening right now in this moment. 2020, it's all about money, money, money. That is my motto. Remember, money never sleeps, pal. That's right. That's why I'm here trading in Los Angeles live with you at the opening bell. Whew, sun is not even up yet, but the stocks are on the move. Numbers are moving faster than I can even speak. Well, let's face it. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I've got goosebumps. This is a history in the making. Top of the list, SVRA up 154% this morning. Filled BVI at 162. Ah, that feels good. BPH, Spring Baked Pharmaceuticals up 22%. That is going to make for a very sweet start to 2020. Filled. Woo! That feels good. Just a disclaimer, this is an entertainment show, so please don't treat any of the information you hear on the show as an investment advice, because trading is risky. What's on the year strong? Visit EverTalk TV, Facebook, or Instagram at The Trading Bell. Remember, every dream has its price. What's yours?
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. Thanks for joining us on this happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
You know why I'm so excited?
Why?
Okay, so I've had my eye on this status sweater now for a minute, okay? And it's been sold out, and I got the exclusive last one.
That's fresh. I love
Thank
that.
you, Abby Cain. I know.
I like the frayed part.
The fray is so cute, and it's a crop. I'm going to rock it while I've got it. Yes, I might be too old to wear a crop top. I don't care.
Not too old.
It's Los Angeles,
You're
people.
23, I'm 25.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Oh, it's so fierce. Oh.
That's super dope. I love that.
You know that's going to look good with my Gucci belts.
Boy, and talk about life goals, man. CEO.
Way to boss up.
Yeah.
Starting your business at 16,
Yeah.
at 17, Abby Cain is slaying it with the status boutique.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes. I think the limitations we impose on ourselves about like, oh, I'm too young, I'm too old.
Or I'm too old. Exactly.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Who cares? Be
she's-
unapologetic.
Yeah, clearly. Talking about being unapologetic. Boy, love Goya.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, right?
What an amazing story. The fact that he was literally a server at the Cheesecake Factory, which is so true of so many people in Los Angeles who are just hustling and grinding day in and day out, waiting tables and, you know, filling shopping bags with a dream. And he realized his
Oh
dream,
my
and
gosh,
it's so
totally.
cool.
And what was amazing about him too is that like he shared this principle, I think, is like a life principle, which is like, you know, not caring or being overly obsessed with like the results, but just being wholehearted about your effort in the scene or in the moment, and letting go of the concern that, you know, of judgment of other people. And that was just fantastic, I thought.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Well, that's what Zach teaches right there.
Indeed he
Zach
does.
Burnett Studios. It's not all just about the performance. It's about what you're bringing to your life.
Absolutely. Art informs life, life informs art. Love it.
Mm-hmm. And Aria just keeps it all that.
She does keep it all that. She's so sweet.
That
Oh
was
my gosh.
so cool. I'm so excited to tune in tomorrow. You know, I was a big fan of the OG series,
Were you?
Amanda
Yeah.
Bynes, Cain and Gal. Like, I just think it's such an incredible, cool, creative way for kids to like
I love
just improv and entertain.
I love they're bringing that back.
Me too.
And now that's going to be like a term phrase everybody uses now again, right? Remember they used to
Again.
use it all the time? She's all that.
I know, we're so old. She is all that. We're all that, and we're excited to come back to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., streaming on all things social, and of course on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to see you guys on Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time.
Yes.
Have a great weekend on purpose.
On purpose. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Jess.